Hello everyone, this is Mithilesh here, and we have with us the man himself. We call him the godfather for taxation in UAE, Mr. Nirav Shah. How do you actually look at the evolution in UAE in terms of the past decade or so, or the last 2 decades, from transfer pricing perspective or corporate tax perspective or M&E taxation perspective?
The type of businesses that UAE attracted before and now are very different. When I started FAME, there were no taxes, there were no compliances, there was nothing. Things happen and things evolve.
What kind of strategy you see as the most renowned or most followed mechanism in the market? Do you see that the mindset is getting prepared or people are getting into that zone, or still there is reluctance?
One does not have a choice, right? So you have to adapt. The choice that you have is, do you want to live in UAE or not? And the moment you make that choice, the rest of the things comes with it as a package. Of course, it's difficult for any businesses to go from a no compliance zone to a full compliance zone, and therefore everybody needs to rewire and change.
In terms of the audit not being a mandate, from IFRS being made mandatory now, there is no proper mechanism with which people are trained to do it also.
One has to change and adapt. There's no other option.
The audit teams, if they take the opinion of the tax auditors or the tax consultants and the transfer pricing consultants before finalizing the disclosures or the financial statement, I think 80 to 90% of the problems will get solved. Why is that not happening, sir?
It's not why, it's just a matter of time. You just don't want to think too many things and change the approach. So you're just I have 50 audits to finish before the month end. So what do? I will only see what is relevant and I'll finish it.
Coming to the entrepreneurs, business communities, people actually doing business here for the last 2-3 decades, there was a lot of reluctance in terms of last 6 months. And now with this particular transition kind of scenario, most of them keep telling even now that should I pay this tax or can I still go back? So entrepreneurs, from the movement from 0 to 9, their reactions and how the mindsets are right now, what should they do as per you, and about the qualifying free zone. Your comments, sir.
All that we are trying to say is that wake up in time, accept the reality and see the framework and work within that framework and find your options.
When will the tax teams and audit teams come up to the speed? And the entrepreneurs are also on the cusp of transition. This is the exact time that everybody has to put in their...
What you are saying is still going to come after 2 months. Once you file from now in September end, when you file and paid the tax,
you told it as if you're preparing for the exam one day before or well prepared.
Yeah.
So from international perspectives, this multinational enterprises coming to UAE, the aspect of corporate tax being introduced into their ecosystem, do you see that they are already prepared for this and they are going to take this up?
Are they fully ready? May not be. But they are better prepared as compared to small or medium businesses or homegrown large businesses or local family businesses and things like that.
Now, the POEM aspect or the effective management aspect, in terms of the shareholders or the directors or the decision makers are released out of that place, how do you actually look at it right now? Because on the verge of getting corporate.
And this we have been discussing with a lot of families for last 3-4 years. But tax became the trigger. Then now if you don't do it, you'll anyway pay tax on those income here because your POEM is here. And therefore you might as well relook at those things.
Do you think they will give any kind of discounting for the first 2-3 years or for settling all this down, sir?
There's never a discounting here. It's just that the authorities might just go a little slow on picking up and starting the audit. But once it picks up streams, and then it starts from all the day one.
So from the audit closure standpoint and also from CT return filing aspect standpoint right now, sir, what are the important things that enterprises or the business owners have to focus on?
First and foremost is assess your tax position before you're closing or finalizing your books. Make suitable adjustments, accommodating all that. Needs to be ready now before you close your audit, not after.
From CT return filing status, the deadline stress that is coming up, from audit closures that are being bombarded, is there any scope for extension? Or
we all will be guessing, if I say honestly, okay, that there will be extension or whatever. But we have to make an effort to be within the time and file within the time. People will make an attempt, they'll run and they'll try and put everything, all the effort possible. But I would be surprised that everybody can make it. Let's hope for the best.
Is there any automation that you're looking at in terms of the overall filing process?
We are soon going to come up with a solution. We have worked on it very heavily together, of course. The whole idea is that, like I have kept saying, that government is going to adopt technology. Do we have a tool which is available for that? No. And that's why we are working on a tool which will come come up, which we will bring it to people, where it will become easier for you to assess your data, input your data in there, so that the tool will generate the computation. That's the whole effort that we are doing, and we'll come up with that tool very soon for everybody.
And have you seen circumstances the auditor start saying that I have not reported it previously and I will not report it now also?
There are various reasons. It's not just one. Some of the auditors do not just want to learn and adapt. They just want to follow what they were used to doing. That's number one. Number two is hesitation. Third, to even accept that I as an auditor has signed off on something which was not even IFRS compliant. There are still many options which are there, right? One of the lowest tax rate in the world, still giving you an option of 0% tax also on certain types of income and activities and all of that. Yes, there is reluctance. From 1 year back when we were meeting the owners, find a way, I don't want to pay tax.
That was a reaction initially.
That was the one simple line,
yes. Right now, in the first year of in this corporate tax, the structuring aspect and also the documentation, the substance, poem, all these aspects
are very important. Now, two sides to it. Some of the MNEs came not only for zero tax. They had tangible businesses in the region. UAE was the most accommodative place to live in, and therefore they operated out of here.
So that 0 to 9 to 15, it's already there in their minds.
Now it is no longer a tax haven, and I can actually use 9% to effectively reduce my overall group tax, and they are coming here.
Let's get to your family foundation and advisory aspect on what exactly are we looking at the succession planning.
It's a very interesting topic, great concept, but the pickup has come only because of tax. Under the corporate tax law, if you are a family foundation, you are treated similar to an unincorporated partnership, and therefore if the beneficiaries are individual, then they will treat this income as if it is earned by the individual. And from the current corporate tax provision, if individual earns real estate income, investment income, those are not taxed, and therefore any of those income earned at the foundation level will not be taxed.
It's been an honor sitting across, and we've been talking for since 90 minutes, I think, and we've not even stopped.
That's the best part, right?